Good morning. So a little something different this time. Instead of the usual practice and BS session, today I'm going through and cleaning gear after our match this weekend. So we competed in the Carolina Classic Field Target Grand Prix. Had an absolute blast. The guys at the Tar Heel Airgun Club were fantastic. Really well organized match. Had a great time. Was a really interesting match, to put it mildly. So day one was on Saturday. We started off the day by sighting in and then went out to the field. We were shooting in the woods course on Saturday, so deep in the woods, really dark, difficult to see, which made ranging a little interesting. You get 2 targets per lane, and you have 2 shots at each target. So in all, you should have 4 points for each lane. And what was interesting and a little different for us, kind of kicked our butt a little bit, is that oftentimes, actually pretty much every lane, your targets could be in front of somebody else. You're actually shooting across their lane, and the targets are numbered, and you have to do them in order. So you're shooting from left to right. Target 1 would be on the left, target 2 would be on the right, and you got to get 2 shots on each. And like I said, crossing over in front of somebody else's lane was definitely different. Bit both Amy and I in the butt once or twice, but a really good time. Had a blast. The interesting thing about Saturday, day one, was the fact that it ended up dumping. Now, fortunately, I had anticipated this. I expected we were going to encounter some rain while we were out there, and sure enough, we did. So I had waterproofed all our gear. We had ponchos, so on and so forth, but of course the rifles were bound to get wet. Matter of fact, Amy's here really got drenched. So we ended up having to go back to the hotel, strip them down, clean them, and re-oil them for day 2. But it added to the whole thing, to be honest with you. Shooting in the rain was kind of fun. It upped the challenge and made for a good time. Day 2, we shot out in the field, so this is kind of like a power line path that had been cut out. It's actually gas line area, as I understand it, but regardless, wide open, really interesting. So when we saw that that field initially, thought that was going to be the easier of the two. Lots of shots at 50, 55 yards, a few in real close with tiny kill zones on them. But didn't factor in the wind, which was really impressive. We were having to hold probably about 2 mils to the left to hit targets at about 50, 55 yards, which wasn't bad in and of itself. Once you figured that out, the issue you run into is the wind became a bit sporadic as the day went on and it warmed up. You start second guessing yourself, at least we did, which was interesting, to put it mildly. So that was a bit of a struggle. So day 2 wasn't quite as good as day 1, but we definitely learned quite a bit as far as what we need to work on, things of that nature. So Amy's gun here, the one that I'm working on, is an HW50S from Viro, and it's been tuned, so it's got a custom spring, custom guides, and the power has been reduced to 789 foot-pounds of energy, which is within the requirements for a world piston class field target. And she is shooting it really well. Now, the downside to this particular rifle, and something she's going to have to upgrade, the limiting factor, is her scope. While the UTG 4-16 by 44 has served her very well, better than I would have expected, especially for field target, the limited magnification and just the overall image quality is a bit problematic for her when it comes to ranging targets. So I think she's going to go ahead and upgrade to a different scope in the not too distant future. Not really sure what she's going to go with. I'm running the Helix, and I've had good luck with that. The Helix is a great scope. I just wish I had a bit more magnification out of it. But it'll be interesting to see what she chooses as far as the scope goes. But that'll definitely be her next upgrade. So today, as you can see, I'm just oiling the actions. torquing all the fasteners, and that way it's ready for the next practice session or event or whatever it is she does next. And I'll be doing the same with mine. Matter of fact, there's going to be another video posted where I go through the cleaning of mine Saturday night after the after day one's rain. Fortunately, mine didn't get quite as wet as hers did. I think it really started dumping when she was on the line and she couldn't cover the rifle at the time. Because you only get 5 minutes for 4 shots, so that's basically 1 minute to set up on the lane, and then 2 minutes per target. So you're kind of limited there. So you don't have all the time in the world to set up your gear. Anyhow, really great time. Big thanks to the Tar Heel Airgun Club. Had a fantastic time. Really good event. And if you get a chance to shoot a Grand Prix, do so, man. It is a hoot. Anyhow, I'll have more videos out covering our experience with this Grand Prix, and hope you guys are doing well. Take care.